Hey friends, it's Hattie again from Honeybee Stampers. Let's see if we can get a better copy of this video here. I'm here for our online workshop and I am excited to share some projects with you guys. So hopefully you'll be able to catch me live. If not, there will be a recording. So when you hop on, just say hi. Hopefully my internet is working and we'll be good to go. I'm just going to wait for just a second to make sure that I'm live, since I'm having a little bit of some computer issues here. Let's see here. Okay, just when you hop on, say hi. Oh, good. Yay, Veronica. Hi. Thank you. Thank you, Bernice. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so today is our online workshop, the second Thursday of the month. I am going to be hopping on live in this customer VIP group. I've got customers in here and I've got some team members in here. Hi, Nan. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging in there. I'm going to kind of speed through our projects today if I can. Hi, Amy. And I've got some cute projects to show you guys. Usually I try to pick something from the annual catalog, which looks like this. And then sometimes I try to pick something from our holiday catalog, which looks like this. But today's December, or today we're in December, and this is the last month for this catalog. I think you actually can order until January 4th, but anyways, I wanted to share all three projects from this catalog today. So before I move on here, let me just tell you that I went through each page of this catalog and did a video. If you missed it, you can find it somewhere on this group. You can find it on my YouTube channel. But I went through and shared all of the items that were retiring, all of the items that were on sale. So make sure you watch that video. This is the giant year-end closeout. This is the Excel spreadsheet that has everything on there. Some things have sold out. And actually, one of the projects I'm going to share with you guys tonight has sold out. So I had to pivot a little bit, but we'll get through it. All right, this is our host code for the month of December. If you use this host code on your order and your order is $35, then you will get a free gift from me. The gift that you guys are going to get tonight is this. Oh, I'm sorry, the $35 is for the make and take packet, and if your order is $50 or more, then you'll get the free gift and the make and take packet. And then we've got a door prize drawing today that's going to use this ribbon here. Okay, I need to get internet here. I tell you, I'm just using my phone and it died on me. My husband always tells me the internet died on me. My husband always tells me to just turn off the phone and turn it back on. I have a theory as to why I think my phone is acting up. And last time I had this theory, I said it out loud. I said that I think that Apple computer, or Apple, the company, is wanting me to buy a new phone. And so they're like shutting down my iPhone. And last time that happened, they shut down my iPhone. I lost everything. So hopefully that won't happen again. Alrighty, guys. The first stamp set I want to share with you is this one. I'm going to jump right in. It's the Dove of Hope stamp set. It is retiring and it's so pretty. So we've got the Dove of Hope, and then these are the coordinating, hi Karen, these are the coordinating dies that go with it. And the project that I'm going to make for you guys tonight is this one. A sweet and simple card that you can recreate very easily. So let me get all my pieces out and I'm going to show you how to put this card together. This was one of the first stamp sets or bundles that I purchased when I saw the new catalog. I love this font. You guys know I'm really big on font. So I love anything that has just really clean lines to it and that can allow me to create projects very quickly and easily. So here's the base of the card. We're going to use this here. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the Seaside Spray cardstock. And this is one of my new favorite colors. I'm using it quite often. It's Misty Moonlight. So that's going to go as a layer here. And then we've got, of course, our Whisper White that I'm going to use to stamp on. So we're going to use the Peace on Earth stamp. Oh, good, Amy. I'm glad you have it. This is the Misty Moonlight. We just open this up and we're going to ink up the Peace on Earth. We all need to share this message, right? And I'm just going to stamp it right about here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ribbon. So this ribbon that I'm going to be using looks like this. This is a carryover from last year. And it's the Seaside Spray. It's let's see, what's it called? The Scalloped Linen Ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut right up the middle of it. These are some old retired scissors, ribbon scissors that Stampin' Up! Used to carry. I really wish they'd bring them back. I love, love, love cutting with these. But I'm just going to cut right up the middle. If you don't have ribbon scissors like this, you can use any ribbon. All right. And once I've done that, I'm going to take and add a little bit of adhesive, or maybe I'll use glue dots for this actually. You can use adhesive or you could use glue dots. It's completely up to you. And I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive right there. I'm going to cover it up with this designer series paper. Oopsie. And then let's do one more. It might have been easier just to do some adhesive, liquid adhesive. Okay. I'm going to take this designer series paper and I'm going to line it up to the edge of where the scallop, the Seaside Spray scallop ribbon is. Oh boy. There we go. Just like that. Okay. You guys get it, right? This paper is also retiring. This is a carryover paper. It looks like this. And this paper was called, what is this paper called? Feels Like Frost. It's 6x6 designer series paper. On one side, you've got all of these metallic silver and white. Very pretty. And then on the other side, they've taken some photographs of some wintry scenes. So pretty. I love this. I mentioned this in my other video that you could literally just cut this down as a mat on a card, stamp a sentiment either directly on it or on something and pop it up, and it just makes the most beautiful cards. So I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, once I've done this, I'm going to add some adhesive. I'm a little bit clunky today, goodness gracious. And I'm just going to put this on the side of the card. Like so. Okay, I've already die cut the dove pieces out using the die that coordinates. So I use this die, this one, and this one. And there's so many different ways that you can actually put this dove together. Put a couple of glue dots on here, or dimensionals. And then I'm going to stick them right here. And let's add the wings. I'm actually going to use glue dots for the wings. Okay. Just like that. It's coming together so nicely. It's so pretty. And then like so. I'm going to take this piece and I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of it and add it to my layer. There we go. And then I'll add this directly to the card base. And like I said, this card is so easy to put together, super quick and easy. And when you, a lot of you have already placed orders, and I appreciate that so much. So you're going to get the pieces that are cut and prepped to create this. So when you get your card kit, it's going to come and it's going to look like this. All right. And you'll have 3 different cards all cut and prepped together, you can put these cards together yourself. If you don't have the stamp set, you can actually stamp anything that you'd like and it'll look great. Let me just add one more thing. We're going to add the embellishments. I always get asked questions about how does this work? How does the online workshop work? So that's basically it. You'll get, you spend $35 with me, then you're going to get all the pieces cut and prepped for this. And again, don't feel like you have to have everything I have, okay? You can use what you have at home and still create some really pretty cards. Now there's some of us, I was talking to my friend Peggy today, and she says, she's like me, she wants it all, she wants it exactly as I've designed it. That's how I am when I see other cards that people make. And so then you can purchase them that way. Oh, thank you, Bernice. I'm glad you guys like that. So that's it. That's the card. I will be making these cards, and the ones that I make tonight, I am actually going to give them away to somebody who fills out the door prize, which I'll post in the next day or so. And they'll get all the cards plus this really pretty ribbon. All right, I think I've explained that enough. You'll have this other extra piece here that you can use on something else. Let me share with you guys some other things. Another card that I made, and I've posted this card before. I created this card quite a while ago, but I used some silver embossing to emboss the dove that's on here, right there. And then this stamp right here, Peace, Love, and Joy. And then this back piece, this little die cut piece, is from the Hippo and Friends. I'm going to use that again tonight. Not this particular one, but that die set. I use it quite often. And then you can see in the background here that we've got some of the designer series paper that I used today, just a different one of them. So, yep, so that's just silver emboss. Let me see if you guys can see that, hopefully. And then I dry emboss these pieces and pop them up. So that was just another card that I created. I was going back and forth as to which card I was going to actually show you. My friend Lisa said she liked this one better, but so I don't know. I love this one, so I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys today. And then the paper that I mentioned, let me show you a couple other projects. These are some cards that I created from a retreat last year that I did using that paper that I was mentioning. So like this is just the designer series paper. It's die cut and then stamped right on it. And then that's that beautiful paper again. Okay. And then this one I put a little bit of glitter on here. So, yay. So Gail, you said I didn't get the stamper dies. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay, and then I actually saw this card on Instagram. There is a demonstrator in Germany, and I love following her. Her name is Nadine Weiner. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But she created a card very similar to this. I was getting a phone call. Her card is in German, and I don't know what it says over here, but I think it says something about Christmas, because I saw that. I know Christmas in German. But what I decided to do, because angel wings, they symbolize protection and purity and faith. You guys all know that. And love and hope, right? So I decided to make my own sentiment using the stamp set. So I took the love and hope in your heart and just stamped it. And so if you're wondering how I did that, what you do is, let me see if I have them in here still. Yep. So what you're going to do, let me clean the stamp off. I'm just going to mention it so that if you did want to recreate something like this, you could. You would ink up just a portion of the stamp. So you see here, I've inked up love. Okay. And I'm going to stamp love right here. All right. Oops, I left that little dot on. That's okay. If you do it, you can leave the dot on or you can take it off. It's up to you. And then I took the other part of the sentiment. I actually don't even know where it's at. Sorry about that, guys. So I took the other part of the sentiment here and I just inked up and hope. And I looked at it and I just wiped off any ink that was on the other side, and then I just stamped it right there. Okay, so that we're starting to build our sentiment here. And then you ink up the bottom part. You can have fun with these stamps doing this. You can use a marker even to just mark the part that you want. And then I centered this in your heart, just like that. Okay, so that's how I made that sentiment. I love this card. I love how she took the dove wings and turned them into angel wings. I just think it's beautiful, simple and beautiful. Okay, let's move on to our next card. And remember, those of you who watched my video, I just mentioned that when you're looking through the catalog, and because there are things that are on sale, and let me find this dove stamp set. Okay, it's here on page 13. Make sure that you look to see if the bundle price is always 10% off if it's a new bundle, which is a great deal. So you always want to jump on that. However, when we have a sale like we have right now, sometimes the dies are at a discount. So this particular die was $33, now it's $29.70. However, if you add this and you add the stamp set together, it's actually still more than the bundle price. So go with the cheaper price. If the bundle price is cheaper, go for that. If buying the stamp set and the dies separately is cheaper, do that. Okay? So that's the stamp set. And then I saw that Tina asked me what the paper was called. Let me find it, Tina. On the page, this one. Okay. It's on this page, page 42. It's called Feels Like Frost 6x6 Designer Series paper. I hope it hasn't sold out. I don't think it has. It was $15 for a pack of 48 sheets, but right now it's on sale for only $7.50. I love this paper. It's super pretty. So there's that. Okay, let's move on to the next project. The next project I'm going to show you guys uses this stamp set, Peace and Joy. Again, love this bold font, and I love any of the stamps that look like this, that the words are actually the negative of the stamp. Just love it. So fun to put together. These are the dies that coordinate with them. So you've got 2 outlines plus the actual word. And if you were to actually die cut this, you could, there you go, you could die cut out and stamp the word. Okay, I'm not going to do it that way today. I'm actually going to use the die cut for the word. So this is the card that I created. Just a fun and simple card for the holidays. Again, your workshop packet would look like this. Let me get all my pieces out here. You would get a packet from me that would have your ribbon cut and everything die cut for you so that when you get it, you're able to put it together. I'll also have a step-by-step tutorial for you that you can follow along. All right, so we're going to take our real red cardstock base and fold it in half. And we're going to go ahead and stamp on this Whisper White piece. Get all my stamps out. Shaded Spruce is such a pretty green color for the holidays. We're going to take this sprig, ink that up, and you're going to stamp 2 sprigs over in the top left, like that. And then you're going to turn your paper around and stamp 2 more sprigs, just like that. We're going to take our real red ink. Let me close this up before I put my fingers in it. And we're going to stamp these pretty little berries. So I'm going to do 2 right there and maybe some right here. I love photopolymer because you can see exactly where you're stamping and right through it. Okay. again, another quick and easy card. Oh, before I put the Real Red away, let me grab my sentiment stamp. We always have these little scraps of Whisper white paper when we're matting our cards, so keep those pieces of paper because then you can use them for scraps for sentiments and stamping. There we go. All right, and I'm going to do Merry, and let's do and Bright. The stamp set is fun because you can build your sentiments to whatever you'd like. Okay, now I can close this up. I'm going to use my scissors to quickly cut these words out. I'm glad you guys like this. Thank you so much. Nan, I agree. I love this plaid paper, and I love the plaid black and white with red. I just think it just pops and looks so good. Okay. So just some straight snips, and those are done. And one more. Okay. Make sure I don't lose my pieces. Alrighty. Get those out of the way there. So when I was putting this card together, I originally had it just on Real Red, and I thought, it's pretty like that, but the black matting just adds a little bit. And I just cut the matting down like 1/8 of an inch, okay? So I'm going to put some adhesive on here. This plaid paper, I've used it for maybe the last 3 online workshops in a row. I'll tell you the name of it. It's called the Plaid Tidings, I believe, designer series paper. And it has paper that's great for the holidays, for Christmas. You've got Halloween paper, fall paper, Valentine's plaid paper. It's just awesome. And actually, before I put this down, let me add a glue dot on the end of each of this real red ribbon. You guys, it's late. And I was a little bit stressed with my internet here. All right, we're going to put this right in the middle. And then we can set this down. So you see that's just a little tiny border, you know, not my usual 1/4 of an inch border that I like to do. And then we can layer this. Let's go ahead and layer this onto the card. Have you guys been playing with the new Stampin' Seal and the Stampin' Seal Plus? Hopefully you guys have had a chance to play with it and are starting to like it. I know there's a little bit of a learning curve. Oh, good. Thank you, Peg. Thank you, Brenda. Glad you guys like this. Okay, so when we put this on, and actually I need to grab some adhesive. Hold on one second. Okay, my liquid glue was on the other side of the room. So we're going to add a little bit of liquid glue on the back here. And then right on to this basic black. Same thing with the words. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. I'll go back and fix it if I need to. Oopsie, that's a lot of glue. All right, and then you're just going to put this on here. There's so many variations of this stamp set that you can use with the either just stamp the words or you can die cut the words like that. All right, and then we've got this little empty spot here. And my friend Zara, she created some cards using this suite of products or this bundle, and she used the wonderful gems as the little dot on the eye, and I just thought that was precious. So I'm going to do that too. I'm happy to say that these little gems right here are carrying over, so we'll get to use them again in the next catalog or so. And they're these gems right here, and I use them often. Let me see. Oh, Gail, what a wonderful memory you have. Yeah, these colors are so pretty. This is the card I was talking about that my friend Zara designed, and she used that little dot, and I just thought it was so cute. I'll show some other cards that that were made with this bundle as well. Okay, let me put some dimensionals on the back of this. We're almost done with this card. I love quick and simple stamping. I really do. So I'm just going to center that right there, Merry and Bright. And then for these, you can use liquid glue to put these on. Again, I'm going to go for my glue dots. Okay, let's stick one right, oops. Okay, one right here. And one more right there. Okay. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. I think that card's done. So that's the card there. I hope you guys like that. And let me show you a couple other cards made with this bundle. So here's another one. Let me move this out of the way. That's fun with those different colors there. Here's one where they actually stamped. I did not make these cards. These are from a swap. They actually stamped the word joy instead of the die cutting it. And here's one. This is a embossing folder that I actually don't have. I believe this is from the annual catalog. It's part of that world suite of products, which I have not gotten yet. And then this card here. Well, and here's that card I was showing you earlier that my friend Zara made. So this card right here is interesting because it's got this paper that I showed you on the first card. It's got this sentiment here that's part of the stamp set that I'm using right now. And then it also has these little die cuts. Now I'm going to show you guys a card, my next card, using a bundle that I was so excited to show you guys. And then I found out today that the dies sold out. So I switched up my card a little bit and created something else for you, okay? But this card, I just saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's got all three elements of the projects I'm creating today. Here's that paper. Let me show you. This is the paper that I've been using over and over again. It's all plaid, all different colors. And maybe I will be able to find it quickly so I can show you what page it's on because I use it quite often. And it's called the Plaid Tiding 6x6 Designer Series paper. It is retiring. It's still $11.50, but you get a huge stack of paper and you can just use it for so many different cards. So there's that. Thank you, Bernice. Okay. Last card. For this last card, I decided to use, let me find it, this stamp set. I have been wanting to use this stamp set for quite some time, and now I wish I would have used it sooner because the dies have sold out. You can still buy the stamp set, but you can no longer purchase the dies. So the card that I'm going to use today does not use the dies. Let's see, we're going to use this folder. This folder is the Evergreen Forest 3D folder, and it actually is carrying over. I love this folder too, so you guys can create some really cute stuff without worrying about not having the dies, okay? The card that I decided to create is a kind of a masculine card, aside from this bow that I put on here, and it's a slimline card. The slimline card is something that's very popular right now. It's trending in the paper crafting world, and so basically what it is, it's just a different size of a card. And I'm going to show you guys how I created this. Okay, I'm going to get my pieces out and I'll set this up here. Okay, Amy, we'll see you in a minute. All right, so we're going to take our card and we're just going to fold it in half. Hi, Lila, good to see you. just like that. Hi, Linda. And then we're going to, as you can see on this card here, I have embossed. Now, the embossing folder isn't as long as this, but you can still emboss it and it still looks good. There's like a little area there that has the break, but you'll cover it up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slide my card in. Now remember, when you're using our embossing folders, you'd never want to slide your card all the way to the end, because there's that empty spot right there and it'll just be really obvious that you're that you've got a line there, so you don't want that. So I'm going to place this card in here, this cardstock, guys, so that there's some space at the top, like that. Okay, so you've got the trees along the tree line there. And I'm going to grab my die cutting machine. And for this is a 3D folder, so you just need your base plate number 1, and then you need the specialty plate number 4. I'm going to stick this in here and run it through. Okay, shot that right out. So you'll see that the card is, part of it is embossed. Isn't that pretty? So beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to bring it down to the end here, and I'm going to emboss the rest of it. And there's going to be a little overlap, and that's okay. So let's stick that in like that. Make sure my folder is on the plate, on the platform, and we're going to run that through. Okay, sorry about that loud pop, guys. So let me move this out of the way. You'll see here that you've got this little overlap here, but don't worry, because we'll cover it up. You can decide which side you like better. I'm going to use this side here. And I did cut a piece of soft suede as a layer. I love layers. Okay, so you can actually, we'll put this on. Ooh, okay. So because I embossed that paper, it changed the integrity of the paper. So we'll put the adhesive right here. Okay, guys. Sorry. Just ignore me. Let me fix this. This is I was just talking about the Stamp and Seal and how great it is. And now look at it. It's a strong adhesive, so you can feel confident that your paper is going to stay together. Let me put that to the side and grab something else. All right, here is our Stamp and Seal. That was the Stamp and Seal Plus. So that's what you use to put together boxes and bags. Here's the regular Stamp and Seal. This works a lot better. I meant to do that so you guys could see the difference, okay? So now we're going to actually put this right flat on the card base, like so. And I've got this glue on my thumb. Anywho, and then I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive. I'm going to put the adhesive here on this card. And I'm going to layer that like so. Okay. Now this right here, I actually die cut this using our shimmery white cardstock, which is really pretty, and it's a great cardstock for watercoloring. I'll have to do a class about how to use the watercolor paper, like the different options that we have. Here's the Hippo and Friends dies that I mentioned earlier. I used this for that one card with the dove that was teal. I used that there. And then I've used this larger piece for the sentiment. I absolutely love this Hippo and Friends, and I use these little labels quite often. So I'm going to create the In the Pine stamp set has Season's Greetings and it has Thinking of You. So I'm going to grab the Thinking of You just so that you can use this past Christmas. I'm going to grab our soft suede ink and ink that up. And it's photopolymer, so you can see right through it. And before I stamp, let me just mention that the die that I just showed you, this one right here, it it gives a little bit of a border around it. So this is this is the side that you want to have up. And then this is the underside, the bottom side. And you'll see that you can tell because it's got that little border. And I just wanted to mention that. Just an extra little detail that's really pretty. All right, so I'm going to stamp this thinking of you at the bottom of the card. Okay. And then I'm going to grab our garden green. This is the color combo that I use. And again, with Stampin' Up, it's so great because all of the colors and the paper and the ribbon, everything coordinates together. It takes all the guesswork out of it, makes it so easy to create. And I'm going to take this row of really pretty trees and stamp it right in the middle. Okay. And then I'm going to take this. This is a, this is two-step stamping. And so you can see here that this row of trees will color in this will color that in, this will color that in, and then of course that one. Or you could leave it just as it is. You could leave it and not have it colored in at all. I'm going to stamp off. So I'm going to ink this up like that. And then I'm going to stamp on a piece of paper. Okay, so you see, look at how pretty this is. I believe this is distinctive because you can see all those different shades of green. And then I'm going to, I didn't want it to be that dark, so I want the outline to really show through. And then I'm going to stamp right over the top of it. Okay, so it gives a very subtle impression. Let me show you what it would have looked like if I just stamped it straight. Both the colors the same intensity. Okay, so you see the difference there. You've got this, I mean, it looks good, but I feel like this really allows you to see the detail of the trees. So that's why I stamped off. Okay. Now, when you have a die piece like this, and it's, okay, that looks great, it does, but I worked with that, and then I tried it with this piece, and I thought, gosh, I just feel like something's missing. I want to add a little bit extra. So what I did was I die cut another piece. This is the same size. And when you do that, you can do this with your punches, you can do this with your die cuts. You want to take our paper trimmer. Oops, got stuff in here. I've been crafting like crazy lately. Okay, and I'm going to center my die here, and then I'm just going to slice right up the middle. And what that does is it allows you to put kind of like a faux layer to it. So it looks like that. Gail says, when you dry emboss the second, okay. Yes, it was, Gail. I actually, and the way that this embossing folder, because it's 3D, it has all those different layers. So you've got some that are popped up, some that are depressed. So you'll see that this side right here is convex, and this side is more concave. I hope that makes sense. But the way that this embossing folder embosses, you can't really tell that. And I'm going to cover up part of this so that the eye is just going to see something that looks really cohesive, hopefully. Okay, so I'm going to add some adhesive. If you start if you start this and it doesn't have glue that's dispensed right away, you can move that wheel to get some glue. So then what I do is I just shift this bottom piece just a little bit so that you've got that border on there. And you're going to do the same thing with this one. And it gives you almost the illusion that you've got another layer. Okay, so there's that. And then what I did, this hole punch is retired, but, and actually I forgot to stamp my little snow. This is probably one of my favorite stamps in this whole stamp set. It adds just the perfect amount of little dots that mimic snow. So I'm just going to stamp like this. And you can keep going on your card if you want to and stamp a little bit lower, but I kind of like the way it looked where it was just at the top of the trees. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my scissors and I'm just going to kind of eyeball and see where I can put a hole. So that looks like that's center to me, and then I'm going to do it over here as well. Again, like I said, this circle punch is retired, but I keep it around because I use it. And I'm sure you guys have circle punches or handheld hole punches somewhere. So there you go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to weave this braided linen trim through here. And so what you want to do is I'm going to weave it through onto the left side first, okay? And then I'm going to bring it up this side. Okay, just like that. Okay, you see how I've done that? And then that's on the back. I'm going to pull it a little bit, and then I'm going to bring it back across the back and tie a knot. I know this is supposed to be I know this is supposed to be a masculine card, but I don't know. I love ribbon. I love twine. I love it all. Okay, there. Now I'll go ahead and make a little bow here. And I'll take my paper snips and cut that. Okay, and there's our tag. Isn't it beautiful? And then I decided I wanted something else on the back just to add a little bit more interest. So I'm going to add this piece. This is Designer Series paper that is soft suede. So Stampin' Up! Comes out, oh goodness guys, there we go. Stampin' Up! Comes out with Designer Series paper that in all the different color families with different patterns each year. And so this is the one I chose for this. So I just put that at the far right with a little bit on the end there, and then I'm going to use some dimensionals to pop this up. Okay, so put one, there we go. Take the backing off of this. Thank you guys so much for hopping on and watching me live and being so patient. I love it. You guys are amazing. Just gonna stick that right there. Okay, and that's the finished card. Now you're probably wondering, how in the world are you gonna send this card? So let me share with you a way that you can create an envelope. Thank you, Rhonda. I'm glad you like that. Okay, let me bring in. This is our score tool, scoreboard. If you like crafting even just a little bit, you're going to want this scoreboard. I use it every time I craft, every time. So what you're going to do, I've cut this paper down. This is Designer Series paper. That's part of the, I think it's called, let me see, Twelve Tidings maybe. Anyways, it's also retiring, and it was one that came back in the catalog because it was so popular. But the colors are, I believe, Real Red and Garden Green. And so since this is a Garden Green card, that's one of the, okay, I'll find it later. I decided to use this. We're going to use this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to score. Those of you who get the online workshop projects, I will have all of the measurements for you, okay? So you don't have to worry about a thing. But for those of you who are watching live, the cardstock measures 8 by 11, okay? They cut it from a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock or DSP. And then on the short side, I've looks like I've scored it at 2 3/8 and then 6 inches. And then on the long side, I have scored it this way. I've scored it at, looks like 1.5 and 10.5, okay? Then what we're gonna do, thank you, Bernice, I'm glad you guys like that. I really wanted to do a card using the dies that coordinate with this stamp set, but I mean, I figured might as well, you know, hold off on that since you can't buy the dies anyway. They have completely sold out. And I knew I should have done the card sooner because it's just so cute. Now we're gonna take, I've burnished all of the score lines here, and I'm just going to cut up to the score line here. And then the same thing on the other side. You guys are probably familiar with making envelopes like this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trim off these end pieces because we really don't need them. Get them out of the way. You're going to do the same on the bottom. Okay, I'm concentrating. Okay, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, actually, I'm going to trim this just a smudge more because when I fold this flap over, I don't want it to bump up against this piece. So just like that. Okay, and I'm just going to miter the edges, the ends here, so that it has a nice finished look when we go to close that tab. Okay, this is going to be the flap for the top, and I actually got the idea to round the ends, the top of this from my friend Zara. So I'm going to just grab this trio punch, and I'm going to put the corner in the corner rounder. So this actually punches a hole. I could have used this for those holes, but it punches this decorative hole, and then on this side it just rounds the corner. So I'm going to round it here. I'm going to do the same on this side. Okay, just to give it a nice rounded edge. And then what I'm going to do is, so that we can get the card out of this envelope, I'm just going to cut at an angle up. Okay, let me stop so you guys can see how this looks. Okay, oh, let me do it this way. There, so you can see how this looks. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to take the card and you're going to fold it over like so. And we're going to use, this is when I would want to use that heavy duty adhesive that I showed you earlier. The Steel Plus would be perfect for this, but I'm just going to use the regular seal, and I'm going to add some adhesive down the side. Okay, just like that. So you see what I mean when I cut that? I just cut it so that so we have an opportunity to pull the card out. And then we're going to add some adhesive to the bottom flap here. Just like that, okay? So now you've got your envelope. Isn't that cute? So if all the measurements work out right, then our card will slide in here. Let's get that tucked in. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Perfect. And then, of course, you can seal it. So that is the envelope for the slimline cards, okay? I hope you guys like that. I'm going to get the projects out again and show them to you. So we've got this card with the coordinating envelope here. And then we've got these two cards. So these are the projects for, thank you, Peg. These are the projects for the December online workshop. Again, if you decide you'd like to place an order tonight, if your order reaches $35 and you use this host code, then you will get all of the pieces cut for you, mailed to you with a tutorial so that you can create these projects at home. Now, if your order reaches $50 or more, you will get all the pieces cut for you, but you'll also get this little gift. Thank you, Franny. I'm glad you like that. I'm glad you like that. So I'll be sharing, I think I posted the host code already in our group page, but I'll share that. I'll just double check. In the next day or so, I'm going to be sharing the online workshop door prize. So make sure that you fill it out. If you fill out the door prize, I'll do a door prize drawing, and you guys will get all of these that I've already made and this ribbon. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you guys so much for hopping on and watching. I appreciate you all so very much. All right, have a great day. Oh, thank you, Veronica. That's a good question. The deadline to order is Monday. So Monday is the last day, and then I will cut and prep and everything. That's my plan. Thank you, Rhonda. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye-bye. Thanks, Deb.